Etsy sellers, you have to stop doing this right now, else you will actually get into legal trouble. You could even get sued, charged, your shop closed down, all sorts of things. Whoa, I can't believe I'm really having to make this video, but I get it. A lot of people are unsure what they can sell in terms of copyrighted IP infringing items. I've made a whole video on this in the past, but I get it. If you're like brand new and you don't really know what you can sell, but you've got some ideas and you see what other people are selling, and you go ahead and think what other people are doing is the right thing. So you're taking your legal advice from other sellers on Etsy. And this, I am afraid, is very much not the right way to do things. I get why you're doing it. I hear all the time, look, if you're ever hearing yourself say, but I see lots of listings like that on Etsy, so it must be right. Etsy's not your mum. Etsy's not here to hold your hand through legal things. They do a little to help us, but at the same time, we are responsible for our shops and we are responsible for following the law. And one thing that people really get muddy about is using copyrighted characters, or even, well, people are starting to learn that you can't necessarily use copyright characters, and some of the arguments are, which is completely clear, people completely understand, but if you make something with something like Mickey Mouse on it and it turns out to be of an inferior quality, you are damaging the reputation of Disney as well as yourself, because somebody's bought an inferior Disney product, an inferior Mickey Mouse product. So this is part of the reason why these companies like to protect their brand. They like to protect what they own, not to mention it's a huge amount of revenue for them as well. But before we even go into this, if you didn't draw it, create it, imagine it up by yourself, if it doesn't belong to you and you didn't get the permission of the person who created it, you can't sell it. Not on Etsy, not anywhere. Even you go to craft fairs or fan art places or anything like that, and you see lots of things and you think, what are they doing? Is it okay at this? They just haven't been caught yet. Just because people do it doesn't mean it's legal. So to cover that, like Mickey Mouse, anything, somebody else's work, even if you draw it yourself by hand, if you imagine it in a different universe, in general, you can't sell it. You can give me all sorts of arguments about different laws, about parody or whatever else, but IP copyright laws can only be decided in a court of law. So basically, if the copyright holder comes for you, they follow the laws, which is a DMCA takedown notice. They write to Etsy and say, that's mine, take it down. Etsy's job is just to take it down. They don't arbitrage on, I don't think that's the right word, but they don't look into it and decide for us. They just say, okay, it's taken down. Here you go, seller. Somebody has claimed this. Here are the steps that you can perform. And your next step is to say, I don't think that is copyrighted. I will put it back up again. You have the option to do that, to dispute it and say, nope, this is my own work. So if you choose to leave it down, whatever Etsy has told, sometimes you'll just get a smack on the hand to don't do that again. Sometimes you might lose your shop, depending on the severity of the illegality there. But if you decide to say, no, this is not copyright stuff, I have the right, I can sell this, and you put it back up again, the next step is for the company to take you to court, because even if it's parody, fair use, stop it lights, to see the lights are agreeing with me, even if you believe it's parody or fair use or falls under a different law, the only person that can decide on that is the judge. And if it's a company like Disney, their lawyers are going to be a lot better than your lawyers. So anyway, that's just a thing. But I have It's been brought to my attention that many listings on Etsy think they're getting around this, and they think they're getting around this by putting a copyright notice on their listings. In the description of their listings, they are writing, and this I've seen it in quite a few listings, so they're copying and pasting it from each other. Copyright notice. This item is not a licensed product. I don't claim ownership of any characters or image used in my designs. Copyright and/or trademark of any character or image used belong to their respective owners and are not being sold. You're paying for my time, services, and supplies in creating, customizing, and assembling these handmade pieces for your own personal use. Original copyright owners do not sponsor, authorize, or endorse this product. That even sounds kind of legally, doesn't it? So I can see why people are falling for this. But this is no different than if you've been on Facebook for any length of time. Every now and again, there comes round a thing that goes, oh, copy and paste this. Mark Zuckerberg's not allowed to look at my private data or ruffle about in my knicker drawer or whatever the copy and paste thing is. None of these copy and paste things mean anything. Okay. So copying and pasting and saying, I don't own the copyright of this, I do not have the permission of the copyright holder. You're not bypassing copyright. You're not suddenly making it legal because you've said, oh, it's okay, it's just me. Yeah, you still can't do that. It's still illegal. But what's worse, right? If I know a lot of people don't know that they can't sell copyright things. They think their little drawing of Mickey Mouse is okay because they drew it. Now, ignorance of the law is not a defense. If you didn't know it was the law, you're still breaking the law. And you still can get into an awful lot of trouble for that. However, putting up a copyright thing like that suggests you're aware the law exists. It says you are willfully breaking the law, which could get you into even more trouble. I get why people are falling for this, but this would be like if I stole your car and drove around with a notice hanging out of it going, oops, this car doesn't belong to Jane. I promise any speeding violations are totally not her fault. It's all okay. It's all good. You know, putting up a sign saying, yeah, I don't mean any bad by breaking the law. It's all good. It's all good. No, that's not how you get around the law. Do not just copy and paste some kind of disclaimers from other people's shops. Do not judge what is legal and what is right by what other people are doing on Etsy. Check with the Etsy handbooks, check with the Etsy teams that are there to help you. If they can't help you, equally check with the laws of your land. Talk to a small business advisor, get a lawyer, get proper help if you're not sure about these things. But I'm not a lawyer. I can tell you, don't copy and paste that kind of disclaimer. Yeah, hope that helps. I can't believe I needed to make that video, but I needed to make that video. Anyway, I'm Pam Duffy. See you next time.